What's up, everybody? I'm here today to talk to you about the new moon in Gemini. This is occurring on June 13th, 2018 at 22 degrees and 44 minutes of Gemini. So new moons are about new beginnings, starting a new cycle, creating a new relationship with this part of our chart. And with Gemini, it's about bringing in new ways of thinking, new ways of communicating, and new awareness around our own inner dialogue with ourselves. So Gemini is known for being a dual sign. You got the right and left side of your brain, which represents our creative and logical functions of the mind. And, so this is the yin and the yang, the Ida and the pingala. And when the Ida and the pingala, these are the two yin and yang channels in the body that go up the spine. When these two are brought into union, you get the third, which is the shushumna. And when you can draw that energy up your spine through the shushumna, healing happens, awareness. It's known as the kundalini rising. And so this is where Gemini is the third sign. This is where we get that trifecta symbols, because when you have these two beings and you bring them into one, you get three. Similarly, Aries is the first masculine sign, Taurus is the first feminine sign, and Gemini is the third sign, and it is represented by Hermes or Mercury, which is the child. So you have your yin and yang to create a third entity. And interestingly, Gemini it's considered more of a masculine sign, but it's really not. It's really a androgynous sign, bringing in two sides into one singular expression. So Gemini is in fact genderless of a sign, but some people will count it as a masculine sign, going in that every other order. So we have an opportunity to bring in an immense amount of healing on this new moon. One, because we have this symbol of the caduceus, which is found on the side of ambulances and hospitals. It is a healing, very powerful healing symbol, if you've ever wondered what that meant. But also the ruler of Gemini is Mercury, as I mentioned, and Mercury squares Chiron. And Chiron is about taking our experiences around wounding and slowly over time changing them into something that's more empowering. It's the healing process. And as we know, the healing process isn't always smooth. There's different hurdles around the way. And this new moon may present such hurdle or obstacle because Mercury also opposes Saturn. So these are aspects that require participation and require action on our part. So the hurdle may be, pertaining to Saturn, could be rigidity. Maybe that's rigidity in our own mind, having to stubbornly adhere to business as usual because it's inconvenient to pause and reprogram. Or maybe it's something bigger than ourselves. Still a projection of ourselves, right? But some kind of authority or something family related, because Mercury's in Cancer right now. So having to go up against tradition of some kind. Whatever it may be, we're invited to find a new way around it. And Gemini, again, is about being versatile and being flexible and being lighthearted. So we have these two dichotomies here. We have rigidity and stability, and then the one that challenges it with not taking anything seriously, right? Mercury, when he was just a few days old, he stole a herd of sheep from Zeus, which is why we get this kind of thievery, trickery energy around Mercury. But so anyways, when you find yourself up against a wall or some kind of stumbling or hurdling block here, stumbling block or hurdle, I guess I should say, keep it light, keep it flexible, try to go with the flow. That is going to be the best way that we can use this energy. And again, Mercury, Hermes, he's a child. We got to be playful. We got to be adaptable. We got to make fun of the situation. Whatever you got to do. Just don't take it too seriously. I know I can always use that advice. And there might be a little bit of anxiousness here. We might want to do something the improper way. We might want to just say, oh, I'm too impatient to deal with that, or do something kind of irrational because, you know, Mercury is sextiling Uranus right now. But we can also get a lot of awareness of our own inner workings around this new moon, and taking the time to be in that space of reflectiveness and looking at ourselves and kind of looking at how we respond to situations. We can get a lot of clarity on starting this new cycle with our own inner dialogue, or how to communicate to someone how to get what we want. 'Cause sometimes it's just as easy as speaking up. But Mercury is in Cancer for this new moon, so it's actually in what's called mutual reception. So Mercury and the moon are helping each other out. Moon is our emotional self, and Mercury is our logical thinking self. So with these two working together, we can get a lot of emotional awareness, insight into our own inner processes of what we need and how we respond when we don't get what we need or want. So that is going for us, which is awesome. The new moon also sextiles Juno and Eris, which is in Aries right now. And so this is kind of helping us get in touch with our own inner sovereignty and our commitment to our truth. It's also sextiling Sirius and Leo, which is about bringing in the heart chakra and listening to what the heart really wants. So being true and being compassionate and being respectful to ourselves and honoring others can be helpful, overcoming any of these obstacles here. And then lastly, we can really complete something here. If there's something that you've really been working on to squash for a long time, whatever this hurdle might be, because we're going to be working with these hurdles over the next couple months with Mars retrograde. But Venus is at the very last degree of Cancer in this new moon chart, as well as Vesta at the very last degree. So this kind of suggests that we're wrapping something up, we're finishing something. And in every new moon, there's a new beginning, but there can also be an ending, because when you create that new beginning, one door closes, another door is opening. So you're close, be patient. There is a little bit of frustration in this new moon. Gemini is kind of a restless sign anyways, and can get a little bit impatient, but just stick with it and have a willingness to look within, study your own responses, your emotional responses, and see if you can find the smartest way around the hurdle, which might be tricking it, outsmarting it, or just being playful, or just being flexible, or just not taking it quite as seriously. So have an awesome new moon, and overall, don't forget to play and go with the flow.